The long-awaited 6-star Mine of Mantuban quest, the Zatapajra Beast, is out. In this video, I'll be walking you through the whole quest and its story. As mentioned, this quest has a difficulty tier of 6 stars and has 3 different stat requirements, but it does not feature combat. In order to complete the quest, you will need level 67 in Bonewright, Blacksmith, and Stonemason, and you will also need to have at least partially completed the Lost and Found quest. In this video, I will assume that you have completed it. Alright, let's get into the guide. Make your way to the stonemasonry room and speak to Blunkster to start the quest. She will tell you that her husband, Wobleg, spends all day with his friends hunting for a so-called Zatapajra Beast, and that she wants him home as both him and his friends are needed to work on their jobs around the mines. After you tell her you could see if you can persuade them to come back, she tells you to head to the Aperture to the Beyond, which is just past an outside hollow. Make your way past the fire toads in the outside hollow and head to the Aperture to the Beyond. Here you will find Wobleg and his friends, Dinko, Grob, and Lummock. After asking when they plan on heading back, they inform you that they don't plan to leave until they catch the Zatapajra Beast. They mention that they cannot leave as Skobu the Vague, the local diviner, has told them that it was an important thing to achieve for them. Upon telling them that you're the diviner now and that it's no longer important, they insist they cannot just give up on something which was foretold by the bones. After this, you can then ask them what a Zatapajra Beast looks like, which they're more than happy to describe to you as a pig with tentacles, an orange mane, and trapezoid scales. Apparently, it occasionally emerges from the hole they're stood near as part of its life cycle. It all sounds rather made up, but the goblins are convinced this is their destiny. Either way, it's time to have a word with Skobu. Before you leave though, make sure you pick up the apple cores on the floor. After all, littering is a bad habit. Head to the Cave of the Future, where Skobu the Vague can be found. Upon telling her that Wobleg and his friends are too obsessively hunting for the Zatapajra Beast, she insists she cannot do anything about it. After all, she cannot just ignore the insides of the bones. Provided you are at least a level 67 Bonewright, you can discuss her prediction with her. This then leads to the insight that they would return home if they caught something. It wouldn't necessarily have to be a real Zatapajra Beast. She informs you that the Zatapajra Beast is said to come from a place known as the Beyond, a lost part of their settlement where the most high-status goblins used to live. It can be found, well, beyond the Eagle Gate, a long-lost gate for which the goblins still have the key, but they do not know where the gate is. Allegedly, things just go missing in this mine. You can tell her you've never seen an Eagle Gate in the mine and that you have been everywhere. This results in some dialogue, which is a little nod to players completing the quest on release. Anyway, after this, you can ask her for a key to the Eagle Gate, which she happily hands over. Now make your way to the Podium Cave, where you can follow this route to make it to a small crevice which leads beyond the podium. You can set the dials in the podium like this to create a permanent pathway. Once you squeeze through the gap, you will find a locked door. Fret not, however, the Eagle Key Skobu has given you conveniently slots into a nearby indentation in the wall. Upon placing the key, the door opens and you can make your way through. Welcome to the Ancient Pipes Room. This room is one giant puzzle where your goal is to get the water from one end to the other. If you'd like to figure out the puzzle for yourself, skip to the timestamp on screen to skip past the solution. Anyway, here the mysterious device from the Lost and Found quest can be inserted into various sockets. But initially, it seems like it doesn't do anything. Then you find out you can actually twist the two rings on the mysterious device. Around the edge of the room, you can see the same symbols which are depicted on the device. In order to figure out the combination for each socket, you simply need to find the symbols which line up with that respective socket. For the first pillar, set the device to these symbols. Then use it on the socket to allow the water through. Don't forget to then take the device out again. For the following 7 pillars, set the device to the symbols shown on screen. Upon allowing the water to flow all the way to the gate, the weight of it opens the gate and allows you to proceed beyond and head yonder into the beyond. For now, ignore the beginning of the beyond and head through to the middle of the beyond and then continue through to the back of the beyond. In this room, you can find a vase, which is all we will need from here, so grab it and head back to the middle. In the middle, make sure you pick up the lever fragments. Heading to the upper level, you can see a 2-sided drawbridge. Attempting to lower the bridge, however, indicates that the crank is being blocked, and the lever to remove this blockade is broken. You should have known this, as you did just pick up the pieces after all. Head over to the Goblin Forge, where you can reforge the lever to its former glory, provided you are at least a level 67 blacksmith. Then make your way back to the middle of the beyond. When you try to insert your newly reforged lever into its rightful place, however, you discover that the pin which holds it in place is missing. It must have fallen down along with the fragments. Make your way to the lower level and search the fern to retrieve said pin. You can then insert the lever and push it to unlock the crank, which you can then use to lower the bridge. Now make your way across and harvest some of the orange grass on the other side. This might come in handy as a mane for a makeshift Zatapajra Beast. If only you knew what such a mane looked like. Head back to the beginning of the beyond where a cave pig can be found. Perhaps you could dress this pig to appear to be the Zatapajra Beast. Harvest the tentacle-like vines on the floor near the pig and put them on the pig to give it the tentacle-like appearance it needs to be a Zatapajra Beast. It isn't quite there yet, but it might just work. While you're at it, also smash the vase you collected earlier. Its shards could serve as scales with a bit of work. Put the apple cores you grabbed earlier in the nearby trough to lure the pig near the hole. Once it's happily eating, you can push the pig through the hole. The goblins are surprised by it, but realize that this isn't a Zatapajra Beast, although they do note that it does have tentacles. Don't worry, the pig is fine as it runs right back over to you. Make your way back to the Aperture to the Beyond to ask the goblins if anything has come out of the hole yet. They will tell you that a creature they've never seen before has in fact come out of the hole, but that it was not a Zatapajra Beast, as it didn't match Skobu's picture, which depicts the beast as having tentacles, trapezoid scales, and an orange mane. A picture like that could certainly help you dress up the pig more accurately. So, time to head back to Skobu in the Cave of the Future. Speak to her and tell her of your intention to disguise a pig as the Zatapajra Beast. She agrees this might work and hands you the picture. Make sure you inspect it so you get a good look at what the creature is supposed to look like. Make your way to the sculpting room and speak to Moccasins. You will then show him the picture and the terracotta shards you got from smashing the vase. Under his guidance, with the picture as reference, you're able to shape the shards into scales for the pig to wear, provided you are at least a level 67 stonemason. Now that you have the picture, you can also weave the orange grass you gathered earlier into a nice mane for the pig to wear as well. With the vines for tentacles, the shards for scales, and the grass for a mane, this whole disguise might just work. Back at the pig, put the scales and the manes on it, and then whilst it's eating, push it down the hole once again. I promise the pig will be fine, even if it looks like a rough tumble. The goblins remark how the pig has tentacles, scales, and a mane, and are entirely convinced that this is, in fact, the Zatapajra Beast, and they are quick to capture it before it runs away. Make your way back to the goblins, who are excited to inform you of their catch, and that they will be headed home. Now you can head back to Blunkster in the stonemasonry room and watch the group of goblins return home with their catch. Initially, they're convinced that they should keep hunting, considering how successful this hunt was. Fortunately, Skobu comes in to save the day, as she tells them the bones indicate that this is in fact a terrible idea. This means the goblins return to their work, much to Blunkster's delight. Quest complete. The quest will reward you with use of the Goblin Armory Merchants and 59,400 XP in Bonewright, Blacksmith, and Stonemason. The 4 goblins from the hunting party can be found in the stonemasonry room, the goblin and gnome forges, and at the Boneworks, where each of them will buy any equipment you create at the same price as the quartermaster or Bladrick would. No more heading to Hopeport or Kernopolis to sell your crafted gear. In case you're wondering what happened to the pig after the quest, the goblins have put it in a little pen off to the side of the marketplace where you can visit it. It does seem content, but I do feel rather bad for it. So if you'd like, you can set it free by opening the gate to the pen. If you do decide to do this, it will happily walk off, after which it can be found where you first encountered it, at the beginning to the beyond. Here, you can apologize to the pig for getting it caught. This is only fair as you did also shove it down a slide. Twice. And that's how you complete the Zatapajra Beast. I personally really enjoyed the quest, and I love the design of the Beyond. I hope the area gets used in future content, as I currently don't see a reason to return to it, whilst it genuinely looks really cool. Anyway, please let me know your experience with the quest in the comments. Alternatively, if you want to discuss this quest and all things Brighter Shores with a community of well over 400 people, make sure you join my clan, the Blades of Adothria. The link to our Discord server is in the description. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a like and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss one of my uploads. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in Adothria. Bye!